Good Lord.
Lasagna.
Get off my feet, please.
With homemade spaghetti, homemade tomato sauce, homemade noodles.
Not homemade cheese.
Not homemade cheese, but this is a typical, pretty much, weeknight dinner for me and my gang. And stick around and you can see how we made it.
Yay!
Ciao.
Wait, can we cheers?
That'll be our...
That was terrible. Oh, whatever.
Chin chin.
Whatever.
Phoebe.
What's your favorite kind of pasta to make?
There is no favorite. It's all good. Truly, I love it all. It's sad.
Why is that sad?
Okay, so
Flatten.
you flatten it.
Too close.
Start feeding it in the machine. You do it on the same setting a couple of times. I'm not quite sure why, but it just helps to help the pasta get to the right texture, and you can fold it and fold it again. I don't know if it has to do with letting air sort of...
So you don't really know.
I don't really know. It's magic. All I know is it works. And if I had a monkey, he'd be singing a song.
Easy, sing a song.
Monkey. So it's kind of rectangular shaped, square shaped.
A little bit.
So
Kind of, I suppose.
I'm content with that shape. And I can start, now when you start to reduce the...
I'm confused. What are you doing?
I'm making it skinnier and longer. It's really just at the biggest opening that you do all that folding and stuff. Keeping in mind that pasta kind of puffs up a little bit when you cook it, so you might think it's really thin,
Whoa.
but it's not necessarily. But I think
Looks like a beaver tail.
I think for lasagna, that's about the thickness that I like. So that's one.
One. Will it break?
Nope, shouldn't.
That is one long noodle. I like it.
Can you move those guys out of the way so I can put it on the top?
Like that.
Yep.
And then I put it in? Which way do I turn it? Doesn't matter.
Towards me.
Towards you?
Yeah.
Cool.
And put it on the table and fold it in half.
Wait, I want to
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Oh, shush.
Apparently Evie wants to go outside, so go outside. Okay.
I did it! I made a noodle.
But I've had this pasta maker longer than I've had you.
Big brother.
Okay, so
I have 4 noodles.
what I'm gonna do, Jimmy's gonna reach behind her and get the pizza cutter.
Nope. Hold on. You cut them in half?
Not in half. More than half. So I'm not probably gonna cut it very straight, but at the end of the day it doesn't really matter. Orange.
Yeah.
There. Okay, so that's good.
Noodles!
Our pasta, fresh pasta cooks so quickly you will hardly believe it. Come and watch into the pot. They're pretty much cooked. Once they sort of float like that, they're pretty much done. But
That's really fast. It's craziness.
so once they've boiled or cooked for a couple of seconds even, they just get a little more less delicate.
Or stronger.
A little more sturdy, a little more
Tough, hardy.
not tough. Not tough. Pasta is not tough. Come on, boil, you little bugger. Tomato sauce. Look at that, oh boy. Nice and thick. You don't need too much, just enough to coat the bottom so that the lasagna doesn't stick.
I feel like we're never gonna make tomato sauce again.
Okay, about a quarter cup of finely diced onion, about 3 or so garlic cloves, depending on how big they are. I explained quanto basta, which is means as much as you want or as much as you think you need. So I don't measure a lot when I'm cooking,
Oh my god, it's so good.
which makes it hard to tell somebody what my recipes are, but it's all part of my evil plan to keep it to myself. So I better stop eating the cheese. There won't be any left for the lasagna.
But it's so yummy.
So, a small can of tomato paste, you put that in with the onion and the garlic and let it cook down a little bit, which intensifies the nice tomato flavor. And then you add a can of tomatoes, whole tomatoes, which you can smush up or purify, or you can use diced tomatoes, whatever kind of tomatoes you prefer. And you cook that all in. You can add a bit of wine to that if you want, or you can.
We didn't for some reason.
Because we didn't. It was upstairs, and we were too lazy. So the spices: parsley, oregano, basil, all dried spices. You can use fresh, but for the most part, I use dried. A bit of chili pepper. A bit of about half to a quarter tablespoon of sugar, and you can use about the same amount or so of red wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar. It just, I don't even know what that does. Makes it kind of a sweet and sour
And this is
sort of
ricotta
effect.
cheese.
This is ricotta cheese. So you put all that in your sauce, and you just let it cook for whatever length of time, an hour, a couple hours. And I usually turn it off before I use it for the lasagna so it doesn't melt the cheese too quickly. So this is ricotta cheese.
And mozzarella,
Nana,
of course.
my mama, and I used to work at the Hotel Aurora in Aurora, and she worked in the kitchen. I worked as a cocktail waitress. Anyway, she had this, there was a fellow who worked there, a young guy, who was Italian, and she always used to brag to him about my lasagna. So he challenged me to a lasagna bake-off one time.
Awesome.
But his family, of course, used ricotta, and I used cottage cheese, and his did win, but that was the last.
Not anymore.
I won't tell you about the amount of lasagna that I used to be able to eat.
Bet as much as I can.
Anyway, not just me. The whole family. Okay, so this pasta is beautiful. It's just so
Thank
delicate.
you.
Look at how delicate and beautiful it is. Okay, so next layer.
It's a lot of fucking cheese.
Are we swearing in this blog? What the hell was that? All right.
Well, I get.
Some foil on top to start the cooking. And you take it off after about 20 minutes or so. It gets nice and brown. Takes about 40 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes.
So this is the final product. I've already eaten half of it because it's just really fucking good. It looks kind of soupy, but I swear it's the best lasagna in the entire world. I would die for this. If I could only eat one thing for the rest of my life, it would be this lasagna. Okay, I'm getting a little bit ridiculous. So I guess that's it for this video. Thank you for watching us. bear with us, and we may be making a new video either later this week or early next week. So thanks for watching.